Hey everyone, it's Marie and welcome back to my channel. Today I am using a stamp set from Spellbinders. These are some of their Cardmaker stamps, and I'm using this stamp set that is called Cute Boots, and I think it's really just cute. So I'm using this to create a little scene, and it's going to be really simple, just some stamping and coloring. And I am trying out a mini slimline card. Now the slimline cards seem to be a big trend right now, which is a really fun size for making a bigger scene. But I've also seen some of these mini slimline cards. Now, just like crafters do, we all kind of tweak the dimensions a little bit, but the general dimensions are 6 by 3. So it's going to be tall and a little bit narrow, and I remember doing some cards similar to this size when I first started crafting, and I used to call them tall and skinny or tall and narrow. I don't know if any of you know that or remember that, but they're kind of making a comeback now with the mini slimline. So it's just really kind of fun to see the different sizes that people are playing around with, and it's kind of fun to experiment on different sizes of cards. So I'm going to go ahead and make a fun and simple little scene using the mini slimline size. Now I'm taking my Zig watercolor brushes and I'm using them with some Bristol smooth paper. Now this is the only paper I ever use with my Zigs because it just works so well. I've tried different papers and I've never gotten the result I wanted with my watercolor markers until I switched to Bristol Smooth. So I'm just putting a little bit of this color down, and I'm going to use a water brush to go ahead and spread that color out. You don't need a whole lot of color. When you're using your watercolor brushes, you put a little bit down where you want it to be darkest, and then you take your water brush and just pull that color out. It will start to move with the water because it is a watercolor brush. So you're going to get that watercolor effect, but it gives you a little bit more control than if you were to watercolor with just regular loose watercolors. I've found these brushes to be really fun to play with when I want that watercolor look, but since I'm not an expert in watercoloring, it's kind of a great halfway between watercoloring and markers, so I get a better result if I want a watercolor look if I use these Zig watercolor markers. So I'm just adding some color here. I'm not going to show my whole coloring process because it takes a little while, and I also messed up my first picture, so I stamped it again on the back side and I did a little bit more watercoloring. Like I said, it's really simple. I've just got some yellows and blues and reds there, kind of keeping a really simple color palette. And I'm going to go ahead and make a scene now. I thought with the rain, it would be really fun to add a rainbow in the background. So I'm taking my Zigs again, and I'm just brushing on some color. I'm using some pink, some yellow, and then I'll use some light blue. And then I'm going to take my water brush and just blend those together. You don't need a whole lot, but it depends on if you want a bigger or smaller rainbow, how much color you might want to put in there. And if you go ahead and blend those colors together, that pink, yellow, and blue will make your rainbow colors. As the pink and yellow kind of blend, they'll make orange. As the yellow and blue blend, it'll make some green. So it's a really simple way to get that rainbow in the background if you just want to freehand a fun little rainbow. So you can see here as I am using my watercolor brush, it's just getting those colors moving, blending together, and I'm just kind of working at it until I get it the way I want it. So if you haven't checked out the Spellbinders Cardmaker stamps yet, go on over there and check them out. They have several different sets, and like I mentioned, I'm using this Cute Boots set today, and I think it was a really fun one to work with. And I have another set that I'm going to try to work with here soon, but my card making time has been short lately. So I'm going to try to get to that soon, but I was really glad to sit down and do a little bit of coloring and try out this mini slimline card. So if you're liking this card, make sure you give a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, share if you haven't already, and make sure you tap that bell for notifications so you don't miss any more videos from me. Now moving on, I've got that rainbow all finished, and I'm going to stamp on some more of these raindrops here so that the stamp set has this little image here of just these lines that kind of looks like falling rain. And I wanted to add some more rain in more of a random pattern. So along with that stamp image with the raindrops, I'm going to add some of my own using, again, my Zig Clean Color watercolor brushes. And I'm just kind of painting on lines of color here. I'm using sort of a bluish gray. And then after I've got my raindrops on, I'm going to go back in with my watercolor brush and kind of blend those out. So it kind of looks like a dreary, bleary kind of rainy day. And I really like that contrast of that dark sort of gray color with the rain and then all of those bright colors with the rainbow. It just gives you that really fun feel of going outside when it's raining and just looking at a rainbow that pops up. So I'm taking my brush, I'm just kind of spreading the color out here, making it look a little bit more faded, a little bit more blurry into the background. And that's kind of finish my scene. Like I said, it's really simple. And I did go ahead and I put a little bit of color around this girl's boots, made a few little places where it looks like the rain is splashing, and I used my watercolor brush to kind of blend that out as well. So if you're not comfortable going ahead and doing a lot of scenes in the background, don't worry about it. Don't think about it too much. Just go ahead and try some really simple ideas. And if it doesn't work out, that's fine. It's just paper. You can always go back and try again or move on to something else. But it's always fun to try new things. And I'm not an expert in making scenes or anything, but something simple like this I can always do. So there's the front of my card. I'm going to go ahead and put that together on a card base. Now for my card base, I'm using some light gray cardstock that is just folded in half for my card base. And then I'm going to put my scene on the front using some foam adhesive. So this is just going to pop it up a little bit. And I did cut down my front panel to a little bit smaller than my card base. I took about a 1/4 inch off, so it's just a tiny bit smaller than that 6x3 mini slimline. Now after I had this finished, I really did like that slimline size. It's kind of a cute little card that you can just send to someone, so I might do a few more of these in the future as well. I popped that sentiment up on some foam adhesive, and now I'm going to grab some of my Spellbinders Color Essentials gems. They have some of these in gold and silver and crystal, and I'm using some of the crystal ones here. I wanted to put these around kind of on top of those raindrop streaks or lines, whatever you want to call them, and kind of make it look like some really shiny raindrops falling from the sky. And I really love how these gems are so shiny and how they worked really well with putting together this card. So that's really going to finish the card for today. Super simple. So thanks for stopping by to watch. If you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, tap the bell for notifications, and just do all the things. I will catch you guys next time. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.